You know that feeling when someone's so confident they're untouchable that they literally film themselves committing crimes? Yeah, that's Johnny Somali. And after months of watching this train wreck unfold in South Korea, it's becoming crystal clear that this isn't just a legal hiccup or a temporary setback. This dude has systematically destroyed every possible escape route, burned every bridge, and somehow convinced himself he is winning while digging his own grave with a live stream shovel. Johnny Somali isn't just facing jail time anymore, he's facing the reality that his American passport might as well be toilet paper at this point. Because when you spend an entire year terrorizing a country, disrespecting their culture, and then pleading not guilty to charges you literally filmed yourself committing, you're not playing chess, you're playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded chamber. And so the math is simple and brutal. Johnny's looking at a maximum of 12 years in Korean prison.
The maximum amount he is facing is 12 years.
And that's just for the charges he's already raked up. 6 of which he's pleaded guilty to because apparently even his lawyer couldn't spin obstruction of business and public nuisance into performance art. But here's where it gets spicy. Those last 2 deepfake charges, you know, the ones he's pleading not guilty to while simultaneously admitting he distributed the content. Yeah, that's not a legal strategy, that's delusion with a law degree. His own lawyer is probably questioning his life choices at this point, watching Johnny turn a manageable sentence into a masterclass in self-destruction. And the best part, even if he appeals, he's doing it from a Korean jail cell. No get out of jail free card, no house arrest with ankle monitors, just concrete walls and the slow realization that actions have consequences. Now, although some articles claim he could face 46 years, concrete evidence suggests likely a maximum of 12. And I'm sure people are hoping for far more than that, but let's be honest, this dude ain't lasting 12 years in prison. He even said it himself.
I think if I get sent to prison again, I'm gonna go psycho.
So, as of right now, depending on his sentence and if he can even survive it, Johnny Somali ain't making it back home. But let's talk about the witnesses lining up to testify against him, because this roster reads like Johnny's greatest hits of terrible decisions. First up, we've got Bong Bong and Youngmin, the victims of his deepfake nonsense. But the real plot twist, Dul-gun is testifying. You know, the Korean Navy SEAL who gave Johnny that viral punch heard around the world. The same guy Johnny immediately snitched on despite claiming he doesn't rat out anyone. So much for that street code, right? Now, Dul-gun gets to sit in court, look Johnny dead in the eye, and tell a judge exactly what kind of person terrorizes women for content. And unlike Johnny's usual victims, Dul-gun isn't scared of some wannabe influencer with a persecution complex. This dude has been through underwater demolition training, so Johnny's Twitter tantrums aren't exactly intimidating. And the irony is suffocating. Johnny built his entire brand on being untouchable, claiming he always wins with no repercussions at all. He bragged about going to Japan with no problems, conveniently forgetting he got chased out by Yakuza members and had to flee to Thailand. Then he rolled up to South Korea thinking his American passport was some kind of diplomatic immunity shield. Yeah, it wasn't. Within hours of arriving, he was harassing locals, jumping on stages, and playing North Korean propaganda on public transport like he was auditioning for a one-way ticket to prison. The confidence was unmatched, the self-awareness was non-existent. And speaking of North Korean propaganda, let's not forget Johnny literally streamed himself committing what could be considered national security violations in a country that's technically still at war with North Korea while he's being investigated for other crimes. So I guess you could say that the man has the survival instincts of a turkey on Thanksgiving. He knew the laws, his own streams prove he researched what was legal and then proceeded to break those laws while filming himself doing it. That's not content creation, that's evidence collection for prosecutors. But here's what really seals Johnny's fate. His complete inability to read the room and show genuine remorse. When he had his first court appearance, this was his golden opportunity to apologize, show humility and maybe catch a break from the judge. Instead, he showed up over an hour late, allegedly drunk, and told the judge to suck his dick.
Tell the judge you can suck my...
I have no idea in what universe that's a winning strategy. I mean, even Ice Poseidon has publicly disowned him. saying Johnny made his life harder and he doesn't like him.
I get it.
Why would I want to help you? I would never help you. I don't like you.
You don't have to like me.
So when the guy who pioneered degenerate IRL streaming thinks you've gone too far, you know you've officially crossed into career suicide territory. But now let's talk about his financial reality, which is equally as grim. Johnny's been stuck in Korea for over a year now, burning through whatever money he had left while his income streams dried up faster than his credibility. His friend Hank, who was footing the bills, has publicly said Johnny owes him $20,000 and they're no longer associated.
How much have you personally spent thus far helping and supporting your friend?
Including
legal fee, everything for Johnny.
Legal fees? Yes.
And because of extra money you had to pay because of the inconvenience of Johnny there, over 10,000? Over
Yes.
20,000?
Close to it.
Close to $20,000.
So now Johnny's using borrowed money to pay for a lawyer to defend charges he filmed himself committing. It's like paying someone to explain why water is wet while you're drowning. Meanwhile, the Korean justice system is methodically building an airtight case against him. Every court date brings new charges because Johnny can't stop incriminating himself. It's actually impressive in the worst way possible. Most criminals try to avoid evidence, but Johnny creates it in 4K with live commentary. The prosecutors don't even need to investigate, they just need to hit play. So he's basically doing their job for them while he's paying his own legal fees to lose. Now, the documentary trailer that just dropped really puts this whole saga into perspective. Watching Johnny's journey from wannabe Ice Poseidon clone to international incident is like watching someone speedrun career destruction. He had opportunities to pivot, to apologize, to show growth. Instead, he doubled down on every bad decision and somehow convinced himself that he was the victim. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. But perhaps the most damaging evidence that Johnny's never coming home is his own behavior in recent court appearances. He is finally starting to look defeated, showing up in proper attire instead of treating court like content. But it's too little too late. The damage is done, the witnesses are lined up, and the evidence is overwhelming. His lawyer's Hail Mary strategy of claiming Johnny only distributed deepfakes instead of creating them is like arguing you only drove the getaway car instead of robbing the bank. Technically different, legally irrelevant, and so the October 29th trial date is approaching, and it's fitting that it falls on the 1-year anniversary of Dal Gun's famous punch. It's like the universe has a sentence of poetic justice. Johnny spent a year thinking he could outlast the Korean legal system, and now he's about to face the consequences with the whole world watching. The same confidence that got him into this mess is now working against him as he refuses to take plea deals that could have saved him years of his life. So when people ask if Johnny Somali will ever come home, the answer isn't just probably not, it's why would he want to? He's burned every bridge, alienated every ally, and turned his name into a cautionary tale. Even if he serves his time and gets deported, he's returning to a country where his legacy is being the American who got humbled by the Korean justice system and cried about it online. That's not a homecoming, that's a permanent reminder of how spectacularly someone can destroy their own life for content that no one even wanted to watch. Because Johnny Somali isn't just facing prison time, he's facing the reality that his actions have consequences, his American privilege has limits, and sometimes the house always wins. He gambled his freedom on the belief that he was untouchable, and now he's about to learn that in Korea, the house doesn't just win, it takes everything you've got and makes you pay interest on the lesson. Peace.